Destiny's Child, The Writings on the Wall. It's been a while. Texas has given us famous recording artists throughout the ages, from Willie Nelson, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Buddy Holly, Selena, the list goes on. But the 90s were a particularly potent time for R&B. We had H-Town, Ideal, High Five, Erykah Badu, and of course, Destiny's Child. I've been a fan of Destiny's Child since their first single, No No No. I remember being excited that this unknown group from Houston got Wyclef Jean to do a remix for them. That may sound weird now, but this was Gone to November Trying to Stay Alive Wyclef. There was nobody bigger. 1 year later, we got The Writings on the Wall. And I'm not 100% sure I ever really loved this album, or if I was just caught up in the hype that this group from my home state became massive superstars in just 2 years. Even though this album did crazy numbers, considering everything Beyonce has accomplished since then, this album kind of feels like a footnote. I more or less became disinterested in Destiny's Child after this album, and if I'm being completely honest, I didn't really start to love Beyonce until her 2013 self-titled album, which I still think is better than Lemonade. I'll see myself out. Anyway, I'm about to find out if I ever really loved this album or if I was just going along for the ride. So I forgot that this intro existed. Obviously, it's a reference to The Godfather, but it sounds like a direct reference to the Godfather scene in Set It Off, which makes it a copy of a copy. But if they wanted to kill any rumors that Beyonce was the fame-hungry leader of the group, they probably shouldn't have kept referring to her as The Godfather. The intro also sets up the theme of the album, which is the relationship commandments, which have nothing to do with The Godfather. Now, if they wanted to do an intro based on the 10 Commandments, Kelly definitely would have played Moses, and I think you know who would have played God. So the first full song on the album is So Good, produced by Kevin Briggs, aka Shakespeare. I always felt that Shakespeare had a very distinct production style. His songs are almost seizure-inducing with jittery guitars and random keyboard sounds. He's also famous for producing songs like No Scrubs and another one of my favorite songs from this era, Pink's There You Go. These songs were also written by Candy Burris, formerly of Escape. I haven't heard the song in a long time, but I completely remember it, and I love it just as much. So I guess what I'm saying is, so far, so good. So far, so... Who is writing this? Randy? Is that you?
Right here, boss.
Gotta fire that guy.
What's that?
Nothing. Next we have Destiny's Child's first #1 single, Bills, Bills, Bills. Another Candy and Shakespeare production. This song was unfairly maligned by a lot of people who kind of missed what the song was actually about. Yes, in the chorus, she's asking a man to pay her bills, but if you listen to the verse, it's a man that's racking up all the costs, so essentially, he should be paying her bills. This song also started a trend where Destiny's Child just kept repeating the chorus over and over. I know a lot of pop acts are guilty of this, but here it just feels gratuitous. I also have to deduct a few points for the line, "Can you pay my automobiles?" That's just lazy writing. The next song, Confession, sees Beyonce confessing to cheating on her partner. Next we have the second single from the album, Bugaboo, one of only 2 Destiny's Child singles that didn't chart in the top 10. In the video for the song, you can see a Kobe Bryant cameo, and for some reason they became majorettes in the UCLA marching band. I guess they chose UCLA because Kobe played in LA, but come on, they're from Texas. They should have went to PV. Full disclosure, I went to PV. In all my reaches for the song, I couldn't find a single person give credit to Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs. The line, "You buggin' what, you buggin' who," is literally taken from their 1991 song, Bugaboo. So Ed, I'm giving you your flowers. Thank you. One last thing before I move on. Songwriters of today, let this song be a lesson to you. Never mention modern technology in your songs. You make me want to throw my pager out the window, tell MCI to cut the phone poles, have AOL make my email stop. No one under the age of 30 has any idea what those phrases mean. The next song is Temptation, and it was produced by Dwayne Wiggins of Tony, who worked with them quite a bit on their first album. It's about wanting to cheat, but not giving in. Now that she's gone, it's the first time Kelly gets to sing lead on the album. It's only the first verse before she hands the mic over back to Beyonce, but it's not nothing. Hey Ladies is a song about how men cheat and women never leave them. If You Leave featuring Next is about two people breaking up with their significant others and running away together. I have to say I forgot how well RL could sing. Probably because whenever I think about Next, I only think about their boner jam, Too Close. I also have to give it up to the producers Chad Elliott and O'Shea Hunter on this one. There are a total of 7 voices on this song, and they never get in the way of each other. The next song is the 4th single from the album, Jumpin' Jumpin', and it is the exact opposite of 7 voices coming together because Beyonce is the only voice featured on this song. That's right, not even Kelly got in on this one. This was the second video to feature Michelle Williams and the last to feature Farrah Franklin. I remember the song because it was the first Destiny's Child single that Beyonce co-produced that sounded like she co-produced it. Yes, she got co-production credit on Bills, Bills, Bills and Bugaboo, but those were clearly Shakespeare productions. This one sounded like she had more of a hand in it, and apparently all the voices. Let's jump back to the 3rd single and possibly the biggest song from this album, Say My Name, produced by Rodney Jerkins, aka Darkchild. According to him, this is his favorite song that he's ever produced, probably because it got him his first Grammy and introduced the Darkchild 99 producer tag. The original beat to this song was a UK 2-step, but he realized during mixing that the beat was whack. So he re-recorded the whole beat right then and there without the group knowing. The video was shot without the knowledge of group members LaToya Luckett and Latavia Robertson. I think they may have learned that they were no longer in the group at the same time we did. And because of that, this is the first video to feature Michelle Williams and Farrah Franklin. In the video, there are a lot of extra models added in, I guess in the hopes that we wouldn't recognize that it wasn't the original lineup. And it kind of works. She Can't Love You is the first and only time on this album that Candy and Shakespeare try a mid-tempo track, and it comes off pretty well. The song Stay is written and produced by Daryl Simmons, who has writing credits on songs like End of the Road by Boyz II Men, Breathe Again by Toni Braxton, Baby 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 by TLC, My by Johnny Gill. So this guy knows what he's doing. The production is pretty cut and paste, but it's the group's performance that really gives this song life. Sweet 16 is a cover of the Jody Watley song 16 from her 1998 album Flower. She wrote the song on her way to a session to work with Dwayne Wiggins. She wanted it for her album, but he asked if he could show it to Destiny's Child. They wrote a new bridge and changed the name to Sweet 16 instead of 16, but it's essentially the same song. But when the album was released, Jody Watley was left out of the credits, but the mistake was eventually fixed in later pressings of the album. This song marks the only time Latavia sings lead vocals, even though she eventually hands the mic back over to Beyonce. The last song on the album is an a cappella version of Amazing Grace. Every 90s R&B group creates an a cappella of a gospel song for 2 reasons. 1, to prove that they can actually sing, and 2, no one can boo you off stage if you sing a gospel song. Think about it. Lauryn Hill got booed off stage at the Apollo when she was 13. And what did she do the next time we saw her? Aside from that, their voices sound great, and the fact that Beyonce composed it is proof that her father's belief in her was not misguided. I think I may like this album even more, although some of that may have to do with nostalgia. A lot of these songs are very much of their time, and if you were to play them for a 13-year-old, I'm not sure it would read. But having said that, there's not a song on this album that I didn't like. The whole relationship commandment bit was unnecessary, and a lot of these songs could have been cut down by a few minutes. I mean, you don't need to repeat the chorus that many times. But all in all, it was a great experience. So when's the last time you heard The Writings on the Wall? Are you still bumping it to this day? I'm going to keep revisiting albums until I run out. Until then, I am Free Tillman, the only guy on the internet that doesn't know everything.